Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love, and it's for February 17th, 2022, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching this in time, it could be relevant, irrelevant, somewhere on the spectrum, I'm not sure. But if you found your way across this at any point, maybe this has something for you. So I'm looking at this as a challenge that needs to be overcome. This is general, collective. Don't force this to fit your life. You can always let this fall away. You can ask questions about booking a session. Your individual storyline will always be more detailed, in-depth, and intense. So I don't know. There's no two readings that are the same. That's one of the many things I love about the work that I do. Okay, so let's see. This is what we're looking at right here. It seems like somebody is really hesitating, and it's looked like they're learning how to play nice just so that they can have some sense of peace in their environment. They gotta knock it off. Whoever this is, they gotta knock it off. There is no reward for being a doormat. And that's exactly what this is going to lead to. I know that you're afraid of what it looks like if you do stand up for yourself, if you do speak your voice, if you do put people in their place. Honestly, F them. If they can't handle these lines of respect, which is not you asking too much, F them. Why would you want that around? Come on. So what I see here is whoever this is, they feel like a failure. They feel lonely. Just because you're lonely doesn't mean you go back to the very thing that caused you hurt in the very same type of cycles with the very same theme of people. We don't need to do that. So this is saying you have to actually start to learn and put yourself out there and be vulnerable. Be vulnerable and start making the healthy choices for yourself. Whoever this is, they're going to have to face their fear of ticking people off. And I know what that is going to feel like. I feel like they are having their knees shake throughout this entire ordeal, and I feel like their voice is about to break. I know what that's like. The point is they have to do it anyway. If this is you, you have to do it anyway. If this is someone around you, then you have to let them be brave for themselves. You can always hold space for them, but you can't force them to do something that they're not ready to do or willing to do. They have to want this. So we have the Empress, which is all about rebirth. It's why it's so essential. When this person learns to actually belt that roar for themselves, that is where a new them is going to be taking shape. So then we have focusing on this karmic situation. I feel like people are looking at the Empress like trying to play off of their emotions. So the Empress is learning how to be a little bit more vocal and firm. And it's the Five of Cups that looks like they're acting shamed. When somebody actually starts standing up for themselves, a lot of times whoever took advantage of the situation before will show a fake sense of remorse to try and manipulate, and it's this false sense of gassing up that energy. So whoever this is, if this is the same issue that they see with these familiar relationships, they have to learn when to pull away. And if this is not you, this is not a point of intervening, but this is where you can actually be very blunt and curt with this person. It's actually going to be very beneficial with them. You kind of want to look at it as tough love. It's not tactless. So anyway, it's like, I know I learned my lesson. I'm so sorry. No, you're not. Shut up. I said what I said. Okay, let's see. So when that doesn't work, this is where the real change is going to be happening with them, because look, you're going to deny me. You're going to say no. Who do you think you are? Well, that's where the fight's going to start, isn't it? Because I don't see the Empress backing down again. I see that they're actually going to get ticked off because they know exactly what this crap is. And I think that they're honestly just done. So it gets to this kind of weird point where it's like they're backing up into a corner and they're, getting nervous. They're getting anxious. They're afraid that they're upsetting somebody. But once they get to a certain point in that corner, the gloves come off. this person is going to have that switch flip. And I remember talking about this earlier with somebody who is, you know, just an incredible person. And it was backing into a corner and feeling that anxiety, feeling that fear. And then suddenly it's like, you want to what? Funk that noise. I said F-U-N-K. Don't get it twisted. No, I'm trying not to have such a potty mouth. I said it. So anyway. All right. This is not going to be a good meeting for them. It's going to be a good meeting for them, but it's not going to be a good meeting for them. So this feels very encouraging, confident building. This feels like you see somebody's true nature. I don't think that this is particularly you. I think that this is somebody that you're dealing with, and somebody who is a major ailment in their life. And I'm going to say it like that. They're kind of like an ailment. If this were an actual ailment to whoever this is in your life, it's like just completely stuffed up. Why am I making that comparison? Maybe it's because I'm on the precipice of having a cold or something. But there's a major sense of change. This person is, I think, really looking at what their foundation is. What do they stand for? What is their value? What is their virtue? And they're seeing these jerks come in, and it's like, I don't want that. Oy vey. So I'm recording this on the full moon in Leo. This is a very transformative time for relationships and completing old cycles and releasing them. This is very much in alignment with that. So wherever you're catching this in time, understand that you are closing out cycles in relationships that don't work, so you can have something much better moving forward. So let's actually look at that going into this. So you've caught so many lies around this person. You're really using your head with this one, because emotionally, if you went with it, you'd be hugging them right now. You don't need to do that. If this is you or somebody that you're dealing with, I have to remember to keep it like that. Whoever this is. So it looks like they couldn't escape them. The truth has been revealed. They're caught, not the person that you're dealing with, somebody that they're dealing with. Or this is you and somebody you're dealing with, you caught them. So this is like, oh, done. I'm done. Thank you. Thank you for playing. Yes. We have the devil in reverse. This is the ability to have some Irish diplomacy, which looks like the ability to tell somebody to go F themselves, go to heck. But telling them in such a way that they actually look forward to the trip. So honestly, I think that it's going to be massively intimidating, whoever's on the receiving end of that backlash. It just feels like numb, kaput, revealed. So I guess we're still sticking with the rider. Wait. What do you need to be mindful of with this? Loyalties and needing to move on from whatever the circle has been. So we have the 10 of Pentacles. Sorry, had a foggy moment. You have to be very clear about who is going to be in the kingdom, who's going to be part of the empire. Yeah, isn't it weird? Okay, so your future is looking back and trying to call you into it. What does it look like when you envision the future? How does the future you in relationships, or whoever this is, how do they act? What do they embody? What do they need from the you now? Well, this is going to say you need to have all of your emotional, I want to say the word emotional faculties in order. So this is saying, knowing that you have a lot that is trying to rock your boat, and you and what you're going to be handling down the road, what are you going to allow to get to you? If you look at this king, their ships are coming in. The water is rocky all around them. And yet this person right here is staring off, super confident, completely aware of what they're capable of into the future. So they're saying the future you is looking back at the you now and saying, hey, there's hope. There's hope. There's reason to be calm. There's reason for the sense of this is the final straw. And honestly, I really appreciate that about this. It looks like you're starting to allow yourself to step into, once you get a sense of control over your emotions, you're allowing yourself to actually step into your emotions and still be grounded. But also, I think that in this emotional wealth that you're tapping into, you're going to be able to pour your emotions into the very grounding that you actually are standing on. You're halfway in and halfway on land. So this is the ability to add emotional richness into your grounding. So it's really a point of making whoever this is a lot more sympathetic and still emotionally mature enough to know that even though they can be sympathetic, what to allow around them and what is not going to be in their best interest, especially in the long run. Talk amongst yourself for a minute. Talking so much. My lips are taking a toll. Okay, so what do you have to look forward to in this one? Oh, okay. So, avoiding a karmic judgment. Great, grand, wonderful. Ooh, it's never shocking, but I always love the shocking. You're avoiding a disaster with the Two of Cups energy. You're going to be able to make some decisions, even if you don't want to look at those decisions. I do think that you will be leading with this sense of healing, truth, honesty, and the ability to let go of what was so you can embrace what is coming into play in your life. So it looks like you are able to escape what seems to be the cycle. You are able to escape the people who are involved in it. And it looks like it's leading to a lot more emotionally fulfilling relationships with people who are on the same wavelength as you, people who just get it. Now, this doesn't mean that they're exactly like you. More often than not, these people are incredibly different. So, let's look at what this Two of Cups is going to involve. You know, I feel like I've already done the 20 minutes that I normally like to shoot for, and we are almost at 13 minutes. This is a really fast-paced, moving reading. Okay. So, normally I don't like to shuffle these in, but right now I have so many cards out, I think I need to shuffle them in. So let's look at this Two of Cups energy. What is this going to involve for you or whoever you're dealing with? Because it could be relationships, but honestly, it could be more than one person. This can be part of your true tribe that's coming in who are along the same wavelength. All right, so this is honestly a constant state of work, a constant state of evolution in relationships, but people who really can move forward with you and who really have this big sense of what they want their future to look like, and it's in line with yours. You guys have this grand idea of what this, card fell, what this future looks like. And it looks like you know that you're going to have to leave the past behind. The past is going to work really hard to come with you on this one, but you know that this is just leading to what seems to be an anxiety-filled future. Now, there's going to be points of anxiety in life. It's life. What are you going to do? It's just part of the journey. This is people who are really vocal about what's going on, who do not let things go under the rug, and people who dream actually really big. I don't think there's any point of settling in whoever this person or people are in your life. So you are moving on to greener pastures. We have more wands than any other suit on here. So this is very fiery. It's passionate, and it's something that is slow to grow, but fast to get the results in the end. It's building up a lot of momentum in your life. Now I'm being drawn to the Butterfly Oracle. So what do you want to tell the collective about what this future movement looks like? Okay, so new. Just be prepared to move on to new, and that this is going to involve a clear head. So it's not only about substance that you're putting into your body, it's all about your mental health, and also I think there's no illusion. There's no illusion in your eyes with this. So then we have the Be True to You, which is all about dealing with the throat chakra. So you've been probably feeling some sort of agitation or purging coming out with the throat. So this might be showing up as mucus. Maybe you're a lot more vocal. Maybe you're having some word vomit. I said what I said. So be true to you. Stop letting the worrying of resources stop you from what you're trying to obtain. This is saying you're going to have to move forward with a sense of courage that no matter what, your needs are going to be met. So seeking and finding. There's this Bob Proctor quote. Maybe it's not Bob Proctor. It's definitely one of the greats. But it's this question of, maybe it's Earl Nightingale. Crap. It's one of those. It's one of the greats. Where is it coming from? The answer simply, wherever it is now. There's literally no shortage of what your wants and needs are in this and having them be met. So this is saying where you go searching, you are going to find it. And it's like anybody who's ever been suspicious. When you go looking for something long enough, you're going to find exactly what you're looking for. Maybe it's going to upset you. Maybe it's going to relieve you. This is going to be able to give you a sense of rest. So that's actually really good. What just flew out? Friendship. Helpful person. I see new foundations being built, and these are people who want to grow mutually together. We have alchemy. Everything is actually in a perfect blend between the groups, and this is about people who are going to cheer you on. So it's bringing about mother healing and the ability to do this for yourself, and the fact that you do deserve it. So hang on, what's this? Yeah, I do it like this. Why am I doing it like this? Because I'm being pulled to pick out certain cards, and seriously, I feel like I need to do it on camera, or else I'm being, weird. I'm already weird. What do you want? All right, what's this? Blessed change. All right, so your ability to see your worth and that you are worth this, you are deserving of it, and that people are going to be cheering you on. You're waiting for somebody to shoot you down and tell you no, but when everybody is around you and saying, go do this, go for it, you have every chance in the world. You're so deserving of this. It's not gassing you up falsely. It's giving you the perfect arrogance that you need to actually move on and really expand this life. So I do see the companionship that's coming in. This can be Two of Cups energy, which is kindred spirit, soulmate, twin flame energy. Don't get hooked on the titles. These are deep soul contracts. You'll know them by the way that they feel. So, blessed change. Tell me more about this. Oh, you are going to be so self-indulgent. You're going to really have to learn to pace yourself. So too much a good thing is still a bad thing. Don't get yourself caught. This is saying you have to be mindful of this. Keep each other in check. And this, you'll know it because you'll start to feel run down and exhausted, exasperated. You are growing. You are growing in independence. You are growing and thriving. You have a major sense of freedom. There's a major sense of payoff. This is saying, do not put everything in one basket. Start to disperse your gifts, I guess, amongst whatever the field is. Start planting your seeds everywhere. Because what's coming up right now is networking. And this looks like people want to be part of what you're putting out, and that this is going to be a very long investment. So you got the happiest card of the deck. This is going to have a sense of strength, purity, and purpose all around it. It's going to be something that grows with passion. It's starting at a very new stage, and it's coming in with a lot of power, but this is divinely inspired power. The reason I say that is the horse is white. And what I love about the What I love about the sunflowers in this, sunflowers always turn towards sunlight. And then when there's no sunlight, they turn towards each other. So I want you to look at this. You see in this card, the sun is clearly overhead. Where are the sunflowers pointing? They're pointing towards this child that's on the horse's back, that's coming in with such power driven by spirit force. This is where the purity and the light and the passion is. This is where the ambition is. This is what's going to grow. And this is what you're going to be putting your focus on. You are going to have the correct relationships around you that are supportive and thriving. And it's not one-sided. You're going to be supporting them too. So this is why it's telling you to be very careful and selective about who is coming in, and do not have a sense of remorse or guilt in the people who are not going to fit this cycle that's coming in. They're meant for a different path. And you trying to get that to fit is going to create karma and hold them back and create all sorts of problems. Anyway, that's been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for February 17th, 2022, also being timeless. So again, if you want to book your own private session, find my email address provided in the description, or find me on social platforms and send me a DM. Ask about services I provide, sales and discounts, time zones, availability, and hopefully I hear from you soon. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, know that you are greatly loved and appreciated. I will talk to you soon. If you're patient, you're gonna get out of it. The thing is, you don't have the energy just to do a dive out of the situation. You have to really work in pacing yourself and climbing out. So what I'm seeing right here is this. The king is in reverse, so it's lacking momentum. You don't have the expendable energy. Stop forcing yourself to be at 100%. Sometimes the only thing that you're going to be able to provide is maybe 5%. And that's enough if you want to slowly climb your way out of this. You've got to be more patient with yourself. What I'm seeing here is you've been broken. You've been broken, and there's a pause. There's no movement forward. There's you're being forced to stop because you need to rest. I know that you are relentless. I know that you want to keep going, but you can't. You can, but you shouldn't. This is saying stop trying to be the hero in this one and let yourself go at a much slower pace out of this where you need to go. I know that you want to have plans all made out right now. Knock it off. I know that you're afraid of what moving on is going to have to look like, but the thing is, you're moving on. You're moving on slowly. You want to just rip the Band-Aid off. Don't you realize that when you made this decision, that was the Band-Aid coming off? Now this needs to start slowly and surely coming to fruition, healing, back to normal. However you want to look at this, you are moving on. And this seems to be from what it looks like. Discontentment, is that the word I want to use? What is the word that I want to use? Okay, so we have the Lovers in reverse. Complete and total mismatch, misunderstandings. The mark is completely gone. It's not being hit at all. This is not deliberate misunderstanding or deliberate fighting. It is just energy that is completely unmatched. And I do feel like it's situational rather than actually being a personal attack on you. So it is going to be able to move on. I do see that. This is going to be healing, moving on to greener pastures. You have the Temperance card here. This is all about the journey and the highs and lows of it, and the deep soul contract that's coming into play here. So, final card for this is going to be You're at Odds. I can't leave it like that. This might be a two-parter. Crap. I can't leave it at the Two of Cups in reverse. Unfulfilling. Okay, so we have the World. Really? It took 5 seconds to get into that one? I'm not leaving you hanging like that. I'm not doing it. All right, enough of this cribbity crap. We have two major connection cards that are in reverse, completely on their keister. So this is dealing with lot of showy energy. It's not the real substance in it. It feels like somebody who is not using their head with this. And I don't think that this is necessarily you. I think that you've gotten a pretty level head out of this. The Magician in reverse after these bad boys. It looks like somebody who that you're dealing with who couldn't get out of their own head. And honestly, who couldn't, I guess, reason a better way to handle this. I feel like they have been locked into some sort of a time in their life, mentally, emotionally, I don't think spiritually at all with that one. But they were completely out of balance, and they were absolutely showing that to you. So what I see here is a new charge actually taking place with this. This is this dealing with this particular energy? Be very mindful of the messages that you receive right now. This might be vocal, handwritten, could be electronic. I don't know. Some people have electricity, text, stuff like that. It happens. More likely smoke signals. No. Be very mindful of the messages. Somebody is coming out of a very traumatic time of their life. This is the final nail in a coffin of a phase of somebody's life. And I know that you want to take it personally because this feels personal, but honestly, it's not personal towards you. It's situational. A lot has been erupting with whoever this is recently. And I think that you, through messages, through either vocalization, are probably about to get an apology. Great, fine, wonderful. What is this leading to? A lot of shadow work in the offerings and whatever this fulfillment is. But I see that you're probably going to actually communicate with this. All right. Somebody from the past is going to be actually giving an apology. And we keep seeing this in reverse. I didn't want to pull it out, but it keeps coming up. So lo and behold, I'm going to be given that message. I have 20 seconds to do it. Okay. So this is somebody who has felt isolated and very, very lonely. And I see that they're looking at this divine feminine energy who's very protective, very charismatic and playful, who's looking towards the future. This is it. Okay, so it seems like there's a lot of decisions that need to be made right now, and it feels like a lot of big decisions, and I get it, I got it, it's awesome, I know that you want to move forward, but it looks like this is going to be a little bit overindulgent for you to be moving forward in this. I honestly feel like you just are looking for an answer rather than getting the substance behind this. So whatever you do right now, if you're making an impulsive decision, understand that you don't have the facts. You don't have, everything that you need in front of you. There's more to be found. It is coming your way. And right now, it's going to seem like it is at a standstill. It's going to be feeling highly agitated. And what I see here is combativeness. I see anxiety. I see like everything that was put into this lost. That's the feeling to it, not the actuality of it. So this is saying you're going to be sitting in discomfort for a little bit. There's literally nothing that you can do about whatever this particular situation is in your life. This is telling you to not make any movement yet. So how are you going to distract yourself? All of it is just so you can be a little bit more reserved about this. You're going to have to find a distraction. I hate to be the one who's telling you this. And it does seem like opportunities, messages, communication is almost getting to a standstill, which I feel like you're taking is so personally. It's not. Whoever this is involving, whatever this is involving, is just pretty much at their wits' end, and it looks like whatever this is tying off a lot of I think open ends on their part. So again, they're not really sure how to do this. So you pushing the situation, I know that you want to, it's not going to be helpful to you or to them. In fact, it might actually bring about a confrontation that doesn't need to happen. Now, I'm not telling you not to stand up for yourself. What I'm telling you is they're already in the crap. They really are. And this is somebody who would normally be very secure with themselves, very confident. That's normally high priestess mode. But right now, with what is coming up for them, They are barely hanging on. They are afraid of what the future holds for them and not letting this move forward with them. They're also juggling a lot, just trying to keep their head above water. This is like somebody who's trying to survive and like everything keeps, you know, slipping out from under their feet. So it's not a failure. What you're dealing with is not a failure. It's at a pause because it's not about you this time. It's about them who needs to settle something in their life. And right now it feels like rejection, but there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And honestly, it's not time for anybody to be lazy. It's time for you to allow yourself to relax and for them to get their work done. So I was asking about love because I want to get a love message because it's what I do. That's what I like. Okay, no, it's not necessarily what I do. I love love. I love all the ways it expresses itself. I want a love message. Anyway, I see that somebody in this connection is going through an awakening and they're moving on from the past. They're really growing, but they're also very combative. They're combative, but it also feels like this is how they're learning how to stick up for themselves. So they actually might be a little bit more irrational than usual. But I do feel like this has nothing to do with maybe you and everything to do with a long stemming issue in their life. They're working on really being the master of their universe. But the thing is, I don't think that they know how to work on that yet. So they are letting go of all the ways that this has been wrong with them and how they've been taught to not take care of themselves. And it's making them feel like they're completely even spastic, ungrounded, all of those feelings. This, you cannot interfere with it. You cannot interfere with somebody else's crap show that they have to let go of their past issues. I mean, you can be there, you can hold space for them, but don't put yourself in the middle of it. You're creating karma for yourself. It's not going to help the relationship the way that you think it is. You can stand back and love them from where you are right now. You might be in the physical environment, maybe distant, it doesn't matter. You can hold space in a loving, caring way while watching them do the work that they need to do so that they can actually move on and have a healthy, I think, connection with you, or maybe even just a future for themselves, maybe a future with you. It has the Two of Cups, come on. So this is saying you're gonna have to fight yourself on this. Not literally fight yourself, figuratively, because I know that you want to save somebody from themselves. However, this is something that they need to escape for themselves, by themselves in. And so this is saying if you try to interfere, Spirit is going to humble you by having you absolutely figuratively shot down in this circumstance. So this is somebody who is coming in for a balance, but they need to actually let go of what isn't working and what is very toxic in their life so that they can come to this. So let's see. The strength is the theme of the connection right now. This is going to be able to move forward very slowly, but you guys are learning to be patient with each other right now, aren't you? It's not a failure. It's moving on to greener pastures. But somebody has to get through their need of isolation and abandonment because they are the absolute emperor with this. And let's see, the boundaries before, they can't be walked on like before. And this, I think, is why they're becoming so stoic. Okay, so I was shuffling, a bunch of cards fell, and instead of putting them back, I just decided to keep the ones that actually flipped over. So all the rest were put back in the deck. I'm looking at these now, and it looks like somebody who has overspent themselves with whatever their indulgence of choice has been. They're actually getting a real shocking reality right now. It is not going to mask what they honestly feel. There's no masking any of this. The hard reality hit is probably the biggest insecurity of this person. And actually it's the Wheel of Fortune. So it's really in their favor. First, the truth is going to tick you off, but then I'll set you free. It's one of those frilly things. Anyway, so this person is having a real hard time with, I guess, facing the reality of this. It's not going to stop. This is forward moving. This is the new cycle, and it is going to give whoever this is a very stone cold, sober look at themselves. So instead of them berating themselves, which I think that they often do, I see that they are actually really working on creating a plan, a deal, if you will. All right, they're going to take a pause, hold themselves back. This is absolutely a fruitless endeavor, by the way. They're going to attempt to hold back, I think, whatever their output is, and really lay low so that they can fully embrace, I think, this awakening of theirs and face everything that was in their life. Honestly, it's a need for them to face it head on so that they can escape the situation. But the thing is, the hard, blunt reality of it, it's going to pay off, which, awesome. But just because you acknowledge it doesn't mean that it's going to go away. This is going to involve a lot of hard work for them. So wait, it wasn't that crap. It was, it was the 10 of Wands. Where the heck did it go? Yeah, here it is. I totally put them out of order of how I saw them. So anyway, understanding that this is an absolute crap show with them and that this is going to be hard. Spirit's like, awesome. I'm glad that you acknowledge it. Now shut up and get to work. But it's like, huh? But I know that it sucks. I know I'm not going to. All right, but you really got to get to why this happened the way that it did and understand it emotionally. Allow yourself to embrace the suck of it so that you can spot it a mile away. There's absolutely no interest or intrigue to go down that road again. That's going to be what closes this cycle for them so they can step into the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so the last video cut off in 1 minute and 15 seconds. What I'm seeing here is somebody who's very sensitive, who is coming out of a pretty, it looks like traumatic loss in their life. But this is somebody who seems to have bypassed, I think, a lot of the emotion behind it. And it looks like they're coming into this with a lot of baggage that they're going to have to unpack. This might be you. This might be someone that you're dealing with, but somehow this reading is connected to you. So let's look at this. I see this big leap. It almost seems completely irrational into healing. Somebody who did not cut any corners on this. It's just like, you want to know what? No, let's get the work done. And I see this major choice that came into play. It feels very fulfilling. It's the Lovers, so you know it's good. I don't feel this to be a bad thing at all. I honestly see that this is ready to let go of the past. But in letting go of the past, you have to stop lying to yourself. You have to stop lying about how something hasn't hurt your life. So what I see is kind of like life is hitting you with a blunt force reality check about just how much pain has been involved in whatever this loss of 10 of Cups is. So it looks like if you don't face this the way that you're facing this, or whoever is facing this the way that they are now, it's bound to be a reoccurring problem. Maybe not in actual reality, but in feelings of experience with this one. And I see the 2 of Cups energy around this. So this is somebody who's really working so hard on feeling whole again, and whole with themselves, and just really solid as a person. This isn't for the weak. This isn't for the faint of heart. This is definitely somebody who has experienced what you want to call, I suppose, the dark night of the soul. This is, I know it happens more than once. However, this is somebody who is really dealing with it. So I feel like they couldn't even keep their head above water anymore. They're drowning in whatever the weight of this burden was, which is why it's so important that they lay low and handle it now. Isn't that the funny part? Buckle down and deal with it. And I'm not meaning that in any negative way. Life is going to force you to sit the heck down so that you can actually work on this. This is a karmic lesson that is coming in to be resolved. And I do feel like this person is really working hard on their own particular balance and making the right decisions for their life. So if this is you or somebody that you're dealing with, know that whatever they're falling apart with right now is really for, I think, their best interest, and also so they can live their best life.